After suffering a sweep at the hands of the Corvallis Knights and dropping their fourth straight, the Pickles look to bounce back as they begin a three-game series, welcoming in the Ridgefield Raptors, who right now are behind the Corvallis Knights in the South Division of the West Coast League. We welcome you once again high above Walker Stadium, everyone. Ben Creighton on hand for another night of Pickles baseball. As I mentioned before, game one of a three-game set on a very toasty weekend here at Walker Stadium between the Pickles and the Raptors as we get right into the starting lineups for Ridgefield, coming off a win last night against Yakima Valley. And I'm not exaggerating here. This Raptors team can hit the snot out of the baseball. They are right now the best offensive team throughout the West Coast League. And just looking down their lineup, you can see exactly why. John Peck will lead things off, the shortstop, second in the league in RBIs right now in 17. Caden Connor, the right fielder, tied for third in the league in RBIs with 16. Kobe Morales, the first baseman, hitting third. He's first in the league in RBIs with 18. Will Chambers, a very big body in that box, the designated hitter. Second in batting average this season. He's hitting in the cleanup spot. Cole Ehrman, the catcher, hitting fifth. Tafton Hensley, the left fielder, in the sixth spot. Micah McDowell, the Oregon State Beaver, the center fielder, hitting seventh. Patrick Stark, the third baseman, hitting eighth. And then Tanner Jocks, the second baseman, rounding out the lineup for the Ridgefield Raptors. And tonight on the bump for the Pickles, it'll be Alonzo Treadwell getting his second start of the season. 3 innings pitched and 5 strikeouts. A lot of potential for this kid, the future UCLA Bruin. In his first start, had a lot of scouts on hand here at Walker Stadium to watch him throw. Obviously not surprising seeing how much potential he has. First pitch on the way from Treadwell to Peck. And that burns the outer half for a strike, and we are underway here from Walker Stadium. The Raptors come into tonight 10-5. The Pickles 5-7. As I mentioned, Portland has dropped 4 straight after getting swept by the Corvallis Knights. Next pitch on the way. Up and in. 1-1 now. John Peck right now hitting .324 this season. As I mentioned, this is a very dangerous lineup, this Ridgefield offense. The 1-1 on the way as he goes chasing at the high stuff, 1-2. "24 hits this season, 17 RBIs, as I alluded to just a second ago for John Peck. 2-2 from Treadwell. And like I mentioned, Alonzo Treadwell will be on his way to Westwood as he comes home with the 2-2. That one opposite way, just out of the reach of Ivan Luna into right field for a leadoff. And the Raptors get their first man on. And now bring up Caden Connor, coming off a tremendous season down at Cal State Fullerton. And I was about to mention it a second ago, Alonzo Treadwell obviously about to be a UCLA Bruin if he doesn't get drafted, obviously. A lot of potential for this kid. To many, considered the top high school pitcher in the state of California, and many scouts are saying he could be a potential first-round pick. From the stretch, here's Treadwell. Swing and a miss there from Connor. Last night, the Pickles got out to an early 2-0 lead on Corvallis, but since that bottom half of the first, it was unanswered to take Game 3 of the series 9-2. Connor swung on, deep fly ball into center field. Gabe Ariano able to track it down for out number 1.
Make some noise, Walker Stadium.
And now bring up Kobe Morales, the first baseman. Here's the defensive assignments tonight for the Pickles. Max Shore catching balls and strikes behind the dish. Ivan Luna at first base. Daniel Hiroshi getting the start at second base. Kyle showing a lot of great plays over at the hot corner so far this season. Matt Jew, Gabe Ariano, we just saw a second ago, and Gabe Scoro out in right, manning the outfield for the Pickles. First pitch into the gap in right center from Morales. Going back is Ariano, as that one's going to slam against the wall. John Peck is going to get held up at third, and a stand-up double, I should say, for Kobe Morales. And 2 on for Ridgefield with 1 man down. Like I mentioned before, this Raptors offense can really produce. And we're already going to get a mound visit here from, looks like Brian Green. Again, this Ridgefield offense, they lead the West Coast League in hits, RBIs, home runs, batting average, and runs scored. Develop it and throw it more consistently.